Well, it is the beer video, and Helen, you don't know this, but about 30 seconds before we started this, my stupid cat just crashed into the gate that we have blocking off the steps so that the dog will stop chewing the little strips off of the stairs that go up the steps. And we finally got the dog into the crate, asleep, and now everything's fucked.
Yeah. Well, I can't speak to a similar scale of disaster over here, but Sauron will not stop howling. So you're
Well,
probably point.
Daisy's outside my office now just howling. So if you hear a cat, you probably won't be able to hear it 'cause she's not very loud, but it's her feeling like an idiot for crashing through a gate.
Uh,
Do you want to talk about your knuckles?
oh yeah. So my end of the Zoom exchange always looks kind of crappy because my lighting in here is terrible. But yes, I got knuckle tattoos. They say bookworm, and I'm very thrilled with them. Apart from the fact that this kind of hurts and I can't do jujitsu or aikido for a week.
Yeah.
But
Won't be able to punch anybody. I mean, you could, but it's gonna hurt.
yeah, probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm kind of tired because I had that and um my I went to my Aikido class in the morning and then my jujitsu school had a seminar with a visiting teacher. Um, and one of our guys got newly promoted to black belt. Congratulations, Nick. He's the one that likes that pickle beer that you hate. Um,
He's a black belt. I mean, what he's better than me, so that's I'm
yeah.
probably wrong.
Yeah, everyone and one of the other long-term students who's a purple belt, he got promoted to a brown belt, which was well deserved, I think. A few other promotions as well, but I guess my point is those two were kind of like a fairly huge deal, and there was a lot of happy crying like all around the room. I was like, man, I haven't seen this many people happy crying since my wedding. So, or I hope that was happy crying at my wedding. Um, yeah, so and I saw that, got my knuckle tattoo, and then saw Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula,
Ooh.
which is like about 1,000 years long. Maybe it was just because I was very tired, but I feel like it kind of started to wear out its welcome about three-quarters of the way through. But it is like an amazing movie to look at, and it's like very campy and very over the top, and it's uh it's not quite my exact flavor of cheese that I like personally, but like it's made and I appreciate it, you know.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I didn't have as good of a day. My dog threw up 4 times in my car. That was fun. So, yes, today was the discovery that Brody the dog gets motion sickness.
Oh, honey. Oh.
Yeah, and the fourth. So luckily, whenever she sits in the truck, or not the truck, I don't have a truck. When she sits in the car, it's an SUV. That's not a truck or a car. It's a thing. Anyway, there's always towels down, and so luckily, the first three pukes, right on the towel, perfect. Puke four, and I was running late for something, so got home. Puke four was right on the seat. So, and it was like an ocean, so I had to clean that up, and yeah, she's fine. She's just motion sickness. She got a new harness, she got a new collar. Um, she won't be able to get out of this one, from what I understand.
Good. Good.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm I'm not. I don't know. I've seen this. This dog is too smart for me, and so I just have this belief that she'll figure out a way out. But I don't know. Fingers crossed. Um, Helen, I know that I went first last week, and my beer this week is fucking stupid. So, you have another mystery beer?
I do. I
Yeah.
was non-mystery beer, one of the Drecker sours, but
Oh, okay.
as previously lamented to you, um, I that fell out of my bag when I was biking home, and couldn't
Right.
even find a can. But it's highly unlikely it survived a 3 foot drop from my bike. So R.I.P. Drecker ice cream sour. I hardly knew you. Okay, I'm going to take this out and set it aside so I can see what other crap they've put in here. Looks like kind of a light load this time around. Got a Dangerous Man sticker. Ooh, pineapple dum dum.
The best kind.
Yeah, I agree. And Sour Patch Kid looks like a lemon of some sort. Okay, let's get to the beer, shall we? Ooh, we actually, I think, have maybe had something from this brewery before. I remember the little owl.
Oh yeah. We've
Yeah,
had a
I think the
yeah.
plum, I want to say.
I
This
think
is
the last label was greenish, right?
yeah, I think that was their plum beer.
Yeah.
Um, this is their, I think it's like a Belgian style white. Just says white ale, but it says ale brewed with spices and unspecified juice. What kind of juice is this?
I don't want unspecified juice.
Well, it just says ale brewed with spices and juice. Like,
Oh, it doesn't say unspecified juice.
yeah,
You editorialized.
I am editorializing.
Oh, thank fuck. All right. I was
Okay,
really worried. All right.
I would guess probably like I don't know, orange juice aren't it doesn't. I think white ales usually have some orange peel or
Yeah,
some.
they're usually a little citrus, like yeah, have a citrus to them. Is that just a twist off top?
I hope not. Otherwise, that would have been a silly thing to do. Doesn't look like one.
Oh, I thought you were just twisting it right the fuck off. Okay.
Oh no, no.
All right. It's been a long.
Just a glass here. I have no exciting glass for this week.
Please remind me, by the way, once we're done with the beer frivolity, to tell you about the one record I bought today, because I think you're gonna be very excited.
Ooh, ooh. Oh, I forgot to do the ABV. That's 5.5, about standard for a white ale.
Yeah.
That smells like a white ale. Like, well, you know, Blue Moon's kind of the D tier of those, but I guess that's probably the most well-known reference point I could make.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I do taste orange. Maybe I'm just making that up. I had a THC water at the theater because I figured I needed to get to a opera length Dracula movie. So I'm still kind of high, frankly.
Yeah, that's fine. It's better that way. I can't stop yawning. It's been a long day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this tastes like a pretty standard Belgian white, like mild spices, very prominent orange flavor. Hmm.
Some kind of juice.
I don't know. So imagine Blue Moon, but actually good.
Yeah. Blue Moon, not shitty. I shouldn't say shitty. It's not that it's shitty. It's just
It's
it's,
just mediocre at best.
it's
I guess
me.
like it's not a terrible beer, but I just resent it for being kind of a mediocre example of the style, but the most popular because it's made by a big brewery.
Yeah. I
Sour Patch.
I always know I'm in trouble in a conversation about beer with somebody I don't know when they're like, "Oh yeah, I drink some, some different types of beers," and like the first one they mention is Blue Moon, and you're just like, "Oh God." It's like when you're trying to talk to somebody about metal, and they're like, "Yeah, I listen to Five Finger Death Punch." You just
Oh,
get away from them.
don't you think? It's just mediocre. I guess the thing I compare it to is Shock Top, which is genuinely bad.
Yeah. Oh,
Ew,
ridiculous.
God, that was shit.
Oh no.
Mm.
I was kind of excited about this part. No good.
No, it is good. It is
Oh,
what I
I think you
thought.
were saying that wasn't good. Okay.
So I'm feeling confused by it and confronted because I'm, like I said, still kind of high.
Yeah, you've had a THC beverage, which I applaud.
Hmm.
I think that was a great choice.
Hmm. I'll have to feature that on the video someday. It's one of the more expensive ones, but yeah, it's like a THC drink based on a Paloma, the classic cocktail. It's
Yeah,
very good.
nice. So was it like a can? Like they didn't serve it on a draft there, right? You had to get a can or a bottle.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how draft lines would work for THC drinks.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was actually a thing or not. I'm speaking out of knowledge, out of turn.
Yeah, I think they've been canned everywhere. Like, I know there's been some issues with like um canning disrupting the potency somehow, or that's the claim of some of the drink makers around here, but they may be just trying to sell their own stuff. I don't know. I know very little about this besides I like to drink some of them. So
I don't know anything about it. I haven't even had one. It's disappointing. One day Pennsylvania will get with it, whenever there's better people in charge, which probably won't be for a long time, if ever.
yeah. God. What's your stupid beer? Oh, do we need to do a shirt check?
You do. Yeah, why don't you do that?
Oh no. Well, I'm mine I guess is a real I can explain one. Uh
Yeah, it was
well,
curious. Oh, good.
this is author Yukio Mishima, who is one of my favorite authors, and I don't think anyone's going. I think everyone watching this probably knows me well enough to not say anything mad to me. Yes, I'm well aware Yukio Mishima has some very dubious politics, but his books are really good. Also, he's been dead for a very long time, so and this shirt was not made by his estate or anything. Um, I really recommend reading about his life story. It's pretty bananas. It's kind of a case study in how, like, a distant family with high expectations and being gay in a time when that wasn't accepted can like lead you down the road to fascism if you're not careful, I guess.
And we're
Uh,
back.
uh, there is like a famous biography of him called Persona, which I have. I don't like it very much. I've never been able to finish it. It's pretty dry. But I think there's an episode of Behind the Bastards about him. I'm not a huge Behind the Bastards fan, but it's like a reasonable overview, I think. Um,
They just
and
finished off a six-part on G. Gordon Liddy that is fucking crazy, by the way.
artist was talking about that. Yes, that dude's nuts. But
Yeah.
I guess the Mishima biography I would recommend is the chapter in the book Bad Gays, which is also a podcast. They just expanded it into a book. And, I think it's a pretty thoughtful treatment of his life. Like, that doesn't really make excuses for any of the shady shit he got up to, but also, kind of like doesn't treat him like a total cartoon villain either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently, this is him very ripped and tied to a pole and shot with arrows. I guess like part of his sexuality was kind of this like almost like this very intense masochism, which he talked a lot about how horny he got at like photos of Saint Sebastian, who was martyred by being tied to a pole and shot full of arrows.
Yeah.
And so kind of well, I guess spoiler alert if anyone's going to look this up, he killed himself or like after a failed attempt to reinstate the divinity of the Japanese emperor. And like there's been some speculation, I think, that like he knew that was never actually going to happen. This was kind of a way to commit the suicide he was so incredibly horny for.
Suicide by Emperor.
What's that?
She said suicide by Emperor.
Yeah, kind of in a roundabout way. It's funny because like he wrote a book called Runaway Horses where like that's like a hot young man that dies by suicide after like a failed attempt to lead a right-wing coup. So he's just furiously scribbling this character like he's just like me for real.
Well, look, I mean, it's not that I don't every now and again enjoy some art by people with questionable politics. I do like a Primordial album, and I just try to not think about what a libertarian dumb shit what's his name is. AA.
Yeah, God, um, I guess maybe I'm jaded by like people in metal having bad politics, but in terms of like the worst offenders, I don't know. That dude's solidly mid tier. Like he's just
Yeah.
really annoying and not like actively genocidal, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like begrudge anyone like passing on his music, especially since some of these primordial albums are a little uneven. But it's just like he is like on the level of like guy I wouldn't really want to talk to at a party. At
Oh,
least,
I've email interviewed him before, and he's not entertaining at all.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, and like, lest I seem overly dismissive, I'm not aware of anything like super egregious he said, but I also find looking at his social media presence to be like incredibly exhausting. So it's very possible there's some shit I missed.
Oh yeah, I don't even pay attention to him. I just can't. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of people whose art I respect who, like, even if I don't find them politically objectionable, they just have like a public presence that I find incredibly grating that I just don't pay attention to.
yep. And that's exactly it. That describes it perfectly. I like them, but I'm not going to wear their t-shirts. Speaking of which, my shirt is a I just kicked something, is a Baroness shirt. And it's for the song Beneath the Rose, which is on their new record. And so part of the reason I bought it is because Rosie, my dog that passed away in March, one of her nicknames was the Rose. And so it's Beneath the Rose. The song is actually kind of violent, but I just thought it just reminded me of my dog. And I like the band and I like the record. And you have a cat named Baroness. So, it all
That's true. I'd bring her in here, but I'm at this hour, she's always like asleep. She sleeps with her eyes open. It's so creepy.
yeah, Rosie did that. Rosie slept with her eyes open. It was creepy. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know what I'm doing.
Ernest will be full on like snoring and just like staring at me. It's the weirdest shit.
Come on, animals. All right, Helen, my beer. Um, I've looked at this one before. I've been thinking about doing this one, and I figure we might as well just tear the band-aid off and do it.
Yeah.
The beer's called Oh Mama Renegade Sticks. Um, yeah, it's by a local brewery, well, sort of local, called Voodoo Brewing Company. There is a story behind this. Um, so the Steelers in the fourth quarter of games, like whenever they need the defense to play well, they play the song Renegade. That's like, yeah, they play it during the fourth quarter, and that's supposed to get everybody fired up. Renegade, Jesus Christ.
I can't stand sticks, so we're off to a great start. I'm already hating this.
I like some stick songs. This is not one of them. Another thing that is, I'm gonna choke. Hold on. Another thing that a reason this song grates me is because there's an amusement park. I can see the Steelers roller coaster. If it was light out, I could see it from my office window. The first year it was in operation, every time the coaster went up the hill, they would play Renegade. And so we were just basically being audibly waterboarded, I guess, for lack of a better term, by Renegade for an entire summer. It was the worst. And it's weird because we went to the park that summer because I wanted to see because this roller coaster is gigantic. And I was like, I want to hear how loud this song is in this park because if I am being crushed by it at our house, I can only imagine how loud it is here. You can't even hear it.
Jesus Christ.
So it's just all the noise is just being pushed this way. Yeah. But they fixed it or they did something, so we can't hear it anymore. So that's kind of good. But anyway, I'm drinking out of a Steelers glass because I have to. The Steelers, the steel curtain.
So what kind of beer is this? Like,
What's that?
um, did you say what kind of beer that nonsense is?
Getting ready to.
Ooh,
It's just a golden American lager. It's 6% alcohol, so it's as run of the mill an idea as you're gonna find.
oh, it's lager. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense for a Steelers game. You think those people are thinking about what they're drinking?
I mean, I think there's I like I sorry, you can't talk. You know I've made it my mission to try piss loggers of the world. Yeah, looks like a prime specimen there.
It's piss. Let's see what it tastes like. Hopefully, not piss. Oh God. Oh Jesus. It just smells like a rank fucking lager that's been sitting out.
Yeah, 6% is kind of high for that style of beer. Like, I don't think high alcohol, the piss beer style mixed very well. That's why my favorites like Hansa in Norway, and I think it's Estrella in Spain. Those things are like 3% alcohol. Yeah, see, if
This
it's
is any
strong, not good.
no, that's not good. I feel bad because Voodoo makes a lot of really good beers. I'm just hoping this was a fuck around beer because I mean it sort of sure seems like one. It's bitter. It's a bitter lager. Let me do another sip.
Yeah, like I think I've spoken before about how Modest makes a lot of great beer, like that I've praised, I think, on our channel quite a bit. But God, they made this salted caramel lager that was probably one of the worst things I've put in my mouth.
Yeah, this is it's pretty bad. This doesn't taste much better than your average run of the mill lager that you would get at a cookout because you don't give a shit what you're drinking. But it's the bitterness is more pronounced and it just doesn't taste good going down. I would
Yeah,
put I'm not making it. I was trying to think this has got to be second worst of the pickle beer of all the beers that I've had on the beer video. It's definitely not the worst, but it's why do I want to take another sip? I'm going to take another sip.
you got to give it a fair shake, but yeah, like
Nah, it's bad. It just tastes like something your dad would be drinking in the 80s. And you when you were a kid and you picked it up and accidentally drank it and wanted to vomit because the beer tasted so bad.
leave her dead father out of this.
Huh? Leave my dead father out of this.
Yeah.
My dad and I had all the time argued about beer because he was just like would always get on my shit about what I drank, and I'm like, bro, it doesn't. Then just drink what you want to drink. I don't care. I'm not yelling at you about your old Milwaukee's or whatever the hell these things are. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I think um there can exist a happy medium. Like, we all have a mid-tier beer maybe that we like.
Yeah,
Like, it is Summit is like one of the biggest breweries around here, and that's their thing is kind of like middling beer, I want to say,
yeah.
somewhat officially. Like, it's nothing that's going to blow your socks off, but it's all like pretty solid. Like, I would say the Summit EPA is the regional airport beer I get. um like, and I know, like, whenever I'm at a weird regular people bar and like my options are mostly like the piss American macro brews, like there's always going to be there um a Summit EPA. So,
This
like,
taste sticks with you. Sorry, this taste is just sticking with me. Like I don't have anything. I need to start keeping candy or something in here so when these
gosh,
then I can just yeah. Not good. I'm sorry to Voodoo Brewing because they've made a lot of really good stuff that I like a lot. But this is not one of them. This is not good. This is ugh. I guess if you like lagers, I guess if that's your thing, maybe it's for you. I'm not the right person for it. So
oh, I mean,
I've had other lagers that I've liked.
yeah, me too. I think it's a style that can be done well, even if it's not like for me and will never be for me. Um, it's one of those things where when I have a good one, I'm like, well, not my favorite beer in the world, but this was made well, and
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was made well.
I mean,
Oh, I can't get rid of the bitterness.
God,
It's not good.
is it like one of those weird British beers that just tastes like a mud puddle?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, it just tastes like an American lager that's not good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't like it. Helen, I went to the record store today. I went looking for a couple of things and they didn't have what I was looking for. And I was like, I feel bad coming here. I'm going to grab something. So I was thinking, I really haven't started my Blind Guardian collection and I really should.
Yes.
And so the store I went to usually has like, at least the last couple of times I've looked under Blind Guardian, they've had tons of their albums. And so I was like, I'm just going to grab like one of the, if they have one of the first like four or five of them, I'm going to grab one of those. But they didn't have any of their albums left. I don't know. I guess somebody else had the same idea. So I bought the Live from Tokyo album that I guess came out in the early 90s. So I figured you would be excited about that.
Yeah. Have you ever actually listened to Japanese power metal?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not fluent in it, but like I've heard it.
Probably the person who's most likely to, apart from my power metal nerd friends. But yeah, like I've listened to a few bands and like a lot of the famous Japanese power metal bands, the ones that don't sound like Rhapsody,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Blind Guardian influence in like the bands I like maybe we've talked about this band, the band Love Bites, which I think they're terrific, but it's
I
like
don't know.
and that like they're all kind of dressed like bridesmaids basically.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like, five like pretty ladies in like kind of these poofy formal dresses, and they play this like really no nonsense power metal, like with obviously like their guitarists, like I would guarantee you both of them own like Nightfall in Middle Earth on like double gatefold vinyl, right?
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
like to, I think I would like to hear this. I'm trying to find the record I was trying to find. You'll know it. Imaginations from the Other Side. That's the one I was trying to find because that's the spoiler alert for if you didn't get your new issue of Decibel yet, that's the Hall of Fame album. And
I mean, it's a good album. I was just, huh,
yeah.
that is, well, are there other ones in their Hall of Fame?
I
Because
don't
like that's
know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't remember.
God, what is it? Somewhere Far Beyond's the first one, right? I just remember that like very old school Tolkien cover art.
Yeah,
And they covered Barbara Ann on that one, which is very funny.
that's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. My old work friend and I had a running joke actually where like if Barbara Ann came on the radio, we'd be like, oh, hey, it's our favorite Blind Guardian song.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I got. And I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm excited about it. And yeah. And then my dog threw up four times. But you know,
Oh, oh, Brody. Well, I hope she grows out of it. Sauron was a big vomiter the first like few months we had him, but he's calmed down and now just like does it when he overeats, which
yeah.
preventable at least.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, hey, we got through an entire beer video without making fun of the Republicans, probably because there's way too much to make fun of them about this week. Do we want to just
Yeah,
get a break?
going on. Like, I feel like the principal on The Simpsons, like or no, the superintendent. I feel like Superintendent Chalmers, like, good lord, what is going on in there?
It's not even worth it. I'm just gonna point and laugh from my,
You
and
oh, and, there's so much I could bring up, but did you see that photo of Lauren Boebert and George Santos together?
I did not. Let's
I,
bring
I
it up.
I need them to become best friends and like do crimes. Like I need this more than anything.
You
We
mean
can't
do more crimes?
yeah, we can't have anything good politically like ever before it gets instantly crushed. So at least let me have something that's funny.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I can't think of anything more perverse than that. So let's end with that. That's what we're
Yeah.
looking for. If anybody can put it together, I'll send you a beer. In the meantime, it's been beer video, and we're gonna go to sleep.
Yes.
Good night.